Good morning. Myself Dr. Chinchanigar. I am presenting today metal casting manufacturing processes. Outline of the today's presentation: introduction, metal solidification, fluid flow, fluidity of molten metal, heat transfer, and casting defects. Introduction: casting is a process wherein prepared molten metal is poured into a prepared cavity and molten metal is allowed to solidify. And after solidification, whatever the part comes out, known as the casted product, and the entire process is known as casting process. This is the typical furnace casting process. Introduction: casting can be used to create complex internal and external part geometries. Some of the casting process can produce parts to near net shape, so further manufacturing it is not required. Casting can produce very large components. Parts can be used with any metal that can be heated to its liquid phase. Some of the types of castings are suited to mass production also. These are the typical examples of casted products: the C-clamp, complex cavities. These are the forms of casting and the terminology. So there are five main elements for the casting process, which is known as the first one is the pouring basin, then the sprue, then the runner, gates, and the cavity, and finally the riser. These are the requirements: the mold cavity, the melting process, so will be required a furnace, then the pouring process, solidification process, and then finally cleaning, finishing, and inspection operation. So this is the terminology, whatever we are using the components in the casting: the flash, the cope, the drag fork, the core print, etc. Continuation of the casting terminology. Metal certification, these are the two important elements: whether the casting material, whether they are pure metals or alloys, and the cooling rate. Cooling rate decides the crystal structure of the casted product. Rapid cooling produces equiax grains, and slow cooling towards the interior forms long columnar grains, and definitely they have the effect on the casted metal properties. Finally, the fluid flow, it is also very important, and gating system comes into picture. The fluidity of the molten metal, as well as the viscosity, surface tension, inclusions, and solidification pattern, they are the important parameters. Fluidity of the molten metal get affected because of the mold design, the mold material, the superheating, the pouring, heat transfer, etc. Finally, the casting defect, the metallic projections, cavities, discontinuities, defective surface, incomplete casting, incorrect dimensions or shape, and inclusions, they are the casting defects, and one has to take care to avoid this casting defect during the casting process. Summary: casting involves melting metal and allowing it to solidify in the desired shape. Casting also allows the creation of parts that would be difficult or uneconomical to make by machining. Thank you.